Ugh. Owie. Ugh. Good golly. Hi, everybody, for those who are here or not here. I am going to be, first, before we start anything, I'm going to share the stream around. Where is the fucking stream on here? I gotta go to my channel. Fart stream. How you doing, Justin? Asian1204 and Livius Wildcard. How you guys doing? Who is the sheepies? This is Crush. Her name is Crush, and the dodgeball she's holding is named Skulls. I'm gonna work on her as soon as. Oh, we dropped some frames, but it's okay. It looks like it got sorted out. There's probably going to be some drop frames, unfortunately. For now, at least. Until I get the stream shared everywhere. How you doing, Zach? Quick shot? Howdy, Cackling Pumpkins. I'm currently working on some gifts for my brother's birthday and a Mother's Day gift from my mom with a 3D pen. How are you doing today? Oh, well, I got some stuff from my mom, too. I actually just came back. Me and my sister got, like a little gift bag kind of thing, full of all sorts of little things. And now, I'm just kind of at home now. As you can probably tell. What's up? How you doing, Scorcher Productions? His name is Skulls, yet he is not going to have one for much longer. He doesn't have one at all. He's a dodgeball. I hate on Twitter how if you post a link, you get algorithmically demoted. You're not going to show in people's feeds. So you got to make a post and then put it in. You gotta make a regular post, and then after that, you gotta go ahead and put it in a comment, at least. And that, I say, friends, is silly. Oh, yeah, oh boy, we're getting more drop frames. Uh-oh. Well, then I better hurry, posting all this. I gotta share one on Blue Sky and then Instagram and DeviantArt, and then we're done. Unfortunately, I'm gonna skip a few frames at first. Anyway. Me and my mom cooked lunch for Mother's Day. Neat. Seal emoji. That's freaking adorable. So Pumpkins, should we make a nickname? Pumpkins is good if you want to call me that. You can call me basically anything. You could call me Pumpkins, you could call me Cackling Pumpkins, you could call me by the character's name, Ash. You could call me by my real name, Zach, if you'd like. Have you watched Pit Prison or read the comic? Not yet. Unfortunately, not yet. I have been far too busy with a lot of dumb stuff. I say dumb, but I hope it's not actually dumb. Well, dumb in a bad way. If you get what I mean. I'm just gonna share DeviantArt and then we're ready. What we're gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be getting like a few renders and works in progress stuff. I don't think there's gonna be any spoilers. Some of this might be. Oh, you know what? I should add that too. I should add a source image. Or is that? I'm finally watching a stream of yours after missing for a while. After missing out for a while. How you doing? Gotta put this in here too. Oh no, wrong one. This is the wrong folder. Whoopsies! 1 million bellies, please. Oh, give them to me. Fill them in my gullet. Now, not everything here is going to be for this. I want to clarify that. But it's here to kind of partially advertise it. As some of you may already know, in early June, in fact, we do have a date, June 1st, I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter. And it's going to be for art and supporting the art community. I have the Kickstarter video done. Alright, now it's going to share in one last place. Status update. And boom, that should be it. Now I also want to check one more thing, check if the music is right. Give me a sec, I might have to stop the music for a moment. Oh, you can't hear the music at all. I'm going to start the music over. Turn it up. Bop, 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 bop. Alright. Someone please tell me if the music is good. Is the music loud enough? Or is it too loud? Anyway, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. Kudo, howdy, hey, Cackling. How you doing, neighbor? Where you know? I'm gonna have to turn on the AC. It's getting a little warm. It's gonna be a little warm in here. Sorry about that. Once again, is the music good? Hope the music's good. But anyway, let's go ahead and catch up with the chat. I don't think I'll get a commission for this month, rather next month. Hey, you do what you gotta do. Don't put yourself in like a risky position just to get me to draw chunky women. Look out for yourself. Have you ever watched Murder Drones? I have not, but I've been meaning to get to it. I'll be pledging one day. Thank you. Once again, and it is completely up to you. Oh, you're making comics now? Neat. Oh yeah, I've been making comics. Some stuff is already on like YouTube and all my other sites. Things like 99.9% of Germs, Our Community Without You, Golden Grin, Hara the Fat Ninja, and a bunch of other stuff. Please pledge $1 to the big fucking pile of money. If you pledge, if you meet one of our stretch goals, you'll be able to get a genuine dollar from the pile. Music is fine, lower a tiny bit. Okay, just a tiny bit. How's that? Can't wait to see the Kickstarter campaign blow up. I'm hoping it does. We'll just have to wait and see. For a while I pushed back on doing a Kickstarter because I was always kind of afraid of, like, failing. And, like, I don't know, maybe I thought I'd be, like, making an ass out of myself. But, you know, it's better to fail than to not try. Get your head right. Your hair is quite large. For those who don't know, this is how I do art. I always draw on paper first because I love drawing on paper. And I put it on the computer and I use that as the base and I just put line art on top. I know probably not the best way to do it, but it's the way I do it and I like it. Hey, do you care about the new Star Fox remake? I think it's quite a downgrade because the quotability will be ruined. The quotability, how so? I know people are iffy about the designs. I'm personally fine with the designs. I like that they look weird. Like, I think they're a mix between cool and weird. I think people kind of were expecting something more like Smash Brothers. The Smash Brothers design, or even Star Fox Assault. I've heard some people say it's meant to be like, oh, the original cover of the first game. I don't think so, because if that's the case, then the colors and the proportions, they all wouldn't be that different. I think they're just trying something different with the series. I think they want to show off new hardware. They're like, hey, we're on PS4 level now. Look at what we can do. So... Anyway, let's go to read more chat. How long have you been streaming? In general or today? Today I've only just started about 10 minutes ago. In general, I don't really stream too much. I'm trying to make it more of a habit. I want to try and do at least once every 2 weeks. But, you know, life can sometimes get in the way. What if instead of Cackling Pumpkins, it was Crackling Pumpkins? You cracking me? You gonna crack me? Better crack me real good. It sure says ouch because those muscles look like rocks. Oh hell yeah. She's a bodybuilder. It's all good. The end of my it's all good on my end of life. I thought you said at the end of my life. I was gonna get concerned. It's been great, but I will get commissions on June. Summer commissions about to go crazy. Hyped to see the Kickstarter go live. Speaking of art and money, I plan to see the Backrooms movie soon. Oh yeah, I'm very curious about that. Drawing on paper first is base, not gonna lie. I love it. Drawing on paper is genuinely my favorite. Like, it's very fun. I actually like it more than drawing on a tablet. If I could just do everything pencil and paper like I did Whiny the Squonk, I'd be happy. Yo, what is the best color combo? Black and yellow, black and green, black or white? Black and yellow, I think, only works if the yellow is a goldish color. But, let's see, out of, like, those options, black and green, I think, also works, depends on the type of green. You know, like, the Omnitrix in Ben 10, where it's like, that green is kind of bright. and I think it causes like a better contrast. Black and white, I'd say, is probably like the go-to for me. That's just kind of how I do things, because, well, whenever I draw on paper, because I don't really color, that's how I imagine a lot of these characters by default. So it can be very hard for me to make color schemes. You're about to see how I do my amateur ass bullshit. If I could speak beyond a 4th grade level. The lines were changed to be more verbose and the vocal direction is noticeably flatter. On my art? Or, oh, you're talking about Star Fox, sorry. Yeah, I guess it's what it's gonna be. With video game voice acting, I think because it's become more professional, it kind of loses a bit of charm. Like, it kind of needs to be amateur in some ways. I'd say this also depends on the game, right? Like, Star Fox, Resident Evil, they're both kind of series where I feel as if the voice acting is better when it isn't as good. Because who wouldn't like lines like, oh, you could fit nicely into a sandwich? Or, where's everyone going? Bingo? Or, sorry, babe, I thought you were one of them. God, no, Jesus, Lamel, no, my life is going well, type too fast, but my bad. No, it's not, it wasn't you, it was me, I read it wrong. I don't have dyslexia, but sometimes I like to think I do. I don't think the Star Fox gang looks good in semi-realism. Plus, their feet look too small. It's the same, and it's the same remake since 64. Yeah, that's the part I'm bummed about. I'm super bummed by the fact that, like, can we not do Star Fox 64 again? This is like the 5th time at this point. Like, how many times have they done Star Fox 64? And isn't Star Fox 64 meant to be a reimagining of the first game anyway? So at this point, this really is almost like the 5th time you're doing the Lilat Wars. Because there was the original game, then Star Fox 64, and then the Wii Virtual Console, and now we have, and then Star Fox Zero. No, not Zero. Zero, wait, no, Zero is. And of course there's 3D on the 3DS. And here they are doing it again. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of tired of the Lilat Wars. Drawing both women I see. What a coincidence, because that's what I'm doing as well. Neat! I gotta say, I enjoy your content, man. Keep the good work. Thank you. I legit live like I'm in the 2000s. Bro, same. Did Ash eat a ball? No, she's just bloated. She's got a beer gut. Greetings, gentlemen. How you doing? Good day to you, my kind sir. Hello, Jack the Knife. Drawing new OCs right now, making a silly women character who is secretly some genius who is a master in chemistry. Me. Hello there, hiya JV3. What are some games you think are perfect examples of the room style charming bad acting? Ooh, good question. Oof. Like I said, usually Resident Evil is my go-to for this sort of thing. I think most would agree on that. Big hugs. Huggies! Huggies! Watch out for Huggy Wuggy from Poppy Playtime. He's gonna tickle your balls. I really have to break out of my art block. I promised a lot of art to people, and I must improve. You do what you gotta do, but sometimes you gotta do it at your own pace. We're doing some art? Hell yeah. Opinions on Nostalgia Critic? I'm Doug's biggest defender. I love the Nostalgia Critic. He's good for background noise. Hello, the Nostalgia Critic. I love how he does the head waggle when he says hello. Hello. It's so charming. He's a very charming man. If they got rid of Bill's accent, the Macbeth train guy won't have his iconic southern drawl. Which one's Bill again? Are we still talking about Resident Evil or Star Fox? I'm convinced that they don't care about Star Fox. I guess they care to an extent enough to continue the series. They definitely don't care about it as much as, let's say, Mario. They care about it more than F-Zero. Because their big thing is that Miyamoto said, like, oh, I'd love to do a new F-Zero, but, oh, how are we going to change the gameplay up? That's what we're having a hard time with. And here they are being like, let's just do the Lylat Wars again for Star Fox. It's just like, clearly it's not a problem of needing to find a new way to change up the gameplay. It's just you don't really feel like doing a new F-Zero. Because, hey, there's new Super Mario Brothers. For a while, that series was, like, very run-of-the-mill. It would keep just doing the same thing over and over. It was very clear that wasn't the actual reason. I think Miyamoto only said that to be like, oh yeah, we care about all of our IPs. And really, it's just a similar problem as to why Rare doesn't want to do a new Banjo-Kazooie. They just might not feel like it. Castle 0 and 64 have at least new levels. Very true, very true. Maybe they'll do that here too. The kind of campiness is good for games that don't need to be taken too seriously. Not that they can't have serious moments, they just need some comedy. Hell yeah. Comedy works in everything. And honestly, it would be kind of droll if you weren't able to have some funny moments. Intentional or not. That's also the big thing. I say whenever it comes to creating stuff, just make whatever you like. If you think an idea is fun, do it. Have like a fucking sword fight between a robot and a samurai on a flying train through space. Does that sound stupid? It does sound stupid, but it also sounds really fun and cool. Nostalgia Critics, The Wall is my favorite guilty pleasure video. I've heard that from a lot of people, actually. His Wall video in particular, people really are divisive on, like, whether or not it's a good or bad video. But no matter whether or not you're someone who thinks it's a good or bad video, you will still have a lot of people being like, I love watching it. This dodgeball, he's like a scaredy cat. He is even though, like, he's probably used to being thrown at people's faces, he is still, like, terrified of everything around him. And it doesn't help that the person who carries him around is this giant beefcake lady that probably enjoys violence and pain. Maybe not to the same extreme as, let's say, Alice, put a line here. He is kind of like pushing up her boob a little bit. Boobs. Anyone here like boobs? I like boobs. I think they're pretty neat. Realistic size or not. As you can tell, these are not realistic. I don't aim for realism, though. I draw big boobs because I like them. Give me the beach ball size tits. In other news, I was able to get access to the new Tamagotchi Life game through totally legal means. Totally legal. Anyway, I'm about to have fun making OCs and characters I like. That new Tomodachi game does look very interesting to me. I've seen people make some crazy stuff with it. I was never into Tomodachi Life, but I feel like that might be the exception. You know? But here's the thing. If I ever get a Switch 2, it's probably going to be used. Like I've said, I'm not a big fan of everything Nintendo's been doing. I kind of got over being mad at them for, like, the pre-Switch 2 release and the Switch 2 release in general. That doesn't mean I'm okay with everything that they're doing or have been doing. But at some point, you are just going to need to move on, right? You need to accept sometimes this is how it is. That doesn't mean you should just accept when bad things happen. But it also just means you can't let it dictate every aspect of your life. Like, we did what we could. We made noise. We tried, you know, to change things. But, and this sounds very downer, by the way. I'm trying not to be like that. This does really sound like a, oh, just accept it kind of thing. It's not, by the way. I don't want people to have that kind of attitude. But I do think that eventually it gets to a point where it's just like, I don't want to be fighting the same battle for like 10 years. When it comes to stuff like fictional media, if I'm going to put the energy into something, it's going to be for something like, something that actually affects the world, like more political stuff. You know what I mean? Being mad at Nintendo for overcharging Switch 2, like, yeah, I kind of moved on with that. I will still criticize them for it. I will still, like, be critical of a lot of the people who blindly defend it. Because, you know, their fans love to defend it. Their fan base is very good at running to their defense. I'd say the big thing that's worth being mad at them for is the fact that they're abusing patents to try and shut down Pal World just because they didn't like how it gave them some form of competition. And I don't think we should be, like, praising Pokemon as blindly as we do for not only that reason, but the fact that it's the #1 media franchise in the world. And it's in such a poor state. I will never accept Nintendo's prices. Oh, no, I don't accept it either. Like I said, if I'm going to get something from Nintendo these days, it's going to be a used copy. As well as games in general, I'm never playing a game over $60. I will wait for that shit for sale. $60 I'd only be fine with depending on the game. $80, no. You've got to be fucking me in the ass. Like, Princess Rosalina better be fucking crawling out of the screen as a BBW giving me a sloppy toppy if I'm going to be paying $60 for that shit. I like all of your art in it. I love all your art is great and it draws me in because it pours out with some energy that I can only define as fuck it, we ball. This is the ball. And he is terrified of that concept. I like unrealistic. So do I. Raises hands to quote Smithers, I love boobies. Yeah, I like boobies too. I think as to why I like how Doug's wall videos out felt like Doug was going batshit insane the whole time, like it was some mental breakdown or drug. That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like he's actively losing his mind. Look up at the chat for the start of my rant. I am looking at the chat. I'm always looking at the chat. Are you warning me of a rant to come? When it comes to Pokemon, I just read the Adventures manga since I genuinely like it. I really don't like their newer games. Oh no, well, like I have not played a new Pokemon game since Black and White. And it really doesn't help that, like, the franchise... Like, if you've seen, like, the state of Scarlet and Violet, good lord. People made a bigger stink about, Sonic 06. This is the Pokemon equivalent of Sonic 06. I'm sorry to say. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is the Sonic 06 of Pokemon. And I feel like people were not critical enough of that. Everyone go wish your mother a happy birthday. Yeah, do that. Happy birthday, Mom. My mom's birthday is until October, but you know what? We ball. Drawing six-packs can sometimes be easy, but also difficult for me, as you could probably tell. Like, you don't want to draw them too flat. You still want to give them depth. But God, can it be hard to do that sometimes. Can she crush a rock? Hell yeah, she can. Rock be damned. Is your avatar pregnant? No, she's just very bloated from drinking alcohols. This is Ash on an off day when she doesn't give a fuck. And thus, she's kind of letting loose. She has slight shape-shifting capabilities, so if she starts bloating, she can kind of flatten herself out, or make herself even bigger if she wants to. And yes, that is for kink reasons. No, I meant scroll up. I was ranting in the chat. You're ranting about what? What are we going about? Also, I dislike Linkara over his betrayal. I find it suspiciously convenient that he had so-called grape scene in that into boldly flee. Are you talking about Linkara? Oh yeah, Linkara. His biggest deal is that he's not willing to make fun of himself. Oni Plays kind of popularized that joke of, like, the Lightbringer. And, like, I'm Linkara, I talk like this. And Doug, when he got made fun of from Oni Plays, he, like, took it up the chin. He even, like, introduced some new, like, opportunities. Like, they made a Nostalgia Critic plush and everything. I am Linkara. But Linkara took it so personally. Which I would say, okay, fine. But it's weird that, like, your entire thing is dunking on other people's art, but you can't handle it when it's aimed towards you. That's the part I don't like. It's like Leafy all over again. But, unlike Leafy, Linkara is at least relevant. So... I only play ROM hacks and fan games now. Totally fair, absolutely. And I should play more fan games. I put 20 around her feet? What the hell's wrong with me? Alright, fuck it, we ball. Trust the process. If I did it instinctively, it must have been for a reason. Fuck it, we're gonna make it one big line. That early 2000s cartoon style is resonating with me real good. We're almost done with the line art here. Then we can start coloring and shading, which should be easy because I already have a reference for the colors. Ponytails, all that is left. Alright. Let's see. Wait, fuck, not birthday, I meant Mother's Day, god damn it. I thought you were making a joke. It's everyone's mom's birthday right now. That's what I thought you were making that joke. Oh, Lord. Alright, how about Metal? Metal might be a little tough for Crush to break. Crush is still human. If it was Alice, absolutely. Alice is superhuman. But Crush is still human. So she's got human limitations. Much to her dismay. Pokemon is the Scarlet and Violet, or the Sonic 06 of Pokemon. I played Scarlet and I don't see what's so bad. Maybe it's me thing because I haven't played in 3 years. Dude, I implore you to look up the glitch compilation. It is ridiculous. It is straight up insane. You got characters' eyes bugging out of their head. You got models twitching like they're the Exorcist. It is freaking kooky, and no one really seemed to care that much. So people mentioned it at first, sure, but then it not only did people move on, but it ended up becoming like one of the best-selling games in the series. I'm like, really? You guys would be ripping Sonic a new one if he made a game like that. But if it's Pokemon, it's fine. Okay. I stopped playing Pokemon because Yokai Watch had more potential, had more personality. Then Digimon Cyber Sleuth. Ooh! Ooh! I've been wanting to play Cyber Sleuth for a while. But but you said you don't like it? You don't like Digimon Cyber Sleuth? Why is that? I haven't played it, so I don't know. I'm only asking because I'm curious. Alright, let's see what other comments. I want to fight Celia because she's using magic. You may be in for a surprise how strong she really is. The only thing I know about Linkara is that running gif. I love that gif, by the way. It's one of my favorites where he's running straight forward like an idiot. He should just embrace that. That should be how he introduces every video. That should be like part of his brand. It kind of already is, whether he likes it or not. What will the colors be? You may see them. Muscle mommies are epic. Every franchise should have one. I agree. What do y'all think of vampire mommy or a mummy mummy? Vampires I like a little more than mummies, but I still kind of see the appeal. Ironically, I want to remake the Lightbringer and make him into like Invincible. Gets his ass kicked a lot. When I think of Invincible, I think of that meme of Invincible wobbly animation. That shit is irrelevant to my investigation. It's so dumb but funny at the same time. I can't help but to shortle at it, if it makes sense. So I do term for laugh. It's shortling. Invincible, the title card guy. How about metal, as in a metal soda can? Can she? Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely, that's nothing. But then again, I think anyone can crush a metal soda can. Oops. If you can't, you might have a bit of that bone deficiency. You need some milk. Remember that meme? Classic. And yes, he did need some milk. No one gave it to him, though. His bones are forever brittle. It is me, the Lightbringer. Sometimes it's better to be fashionably late, since I've never had that problem playing 3 years too late. Let's see. Can I compliment your use of shapes to give the drawing intensity with the edges and yet still have some softness with the curves? Strong yet still friend-shaped. Yeah, thank you. It's a very nice thing to say. I like it. I like sharp edges. They're my favorite, but I still like curves. Mainly on women, but other places it is very necessary. Have you ever seen the 2012 Thundercats show? I have, and I really liked it. I'm bummed out that it got canceled in favor of that Lego show. Because they wanted to do a season 2, and they never got to, because Cartoon Network was just like, no, Lego show, meow. Legend of Chima, what the fuck it was is better. It wasn't, by the way. Legend of Chima was stinky. And I only say that not because I've actually seen, but because it's the reason we don't have Thundercats 2012 season 2. So by that reason alone, stinky. Lightbringer wobbly animation. Oh, that magic user can try. I am a knight and I will fight no matter what. 2012 Thundercats made young me feel things when I was younger. You know what? I understand. Absolutely. You gotta have your awakening at some point. And cartoons are the best way to get it. Should I have his eye be white? You know what? That's probably better. Give him the winky dinky. Alright, so here's the colored piece so far. We just need the shader. Anyway, I'm going to catch up on chat real quick, though. She could probably crush a metal can with just a pinky. Oh, probably. Yeah, I found the writing annoying, and it went on for too long. The balance between combat and non-combat is horribly out of whack. The combat is mindless. You just use the attribute that counters your enemy, and you will be able to one-shot normal. Bosses are usually damage sponges, so Digimon with piercing attacks are needed. Oh, crazy. Hello, Pumpkins. How's your day? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, Punkle? I know I'm late. The cloak from Payday. I've not played Payday, so the reference goes over my head. Every time I hear "It Is Me," the Lightbringer, I think of that one Chris Chan comic where he fights he did that? That's crazy. Hey, do you like pixel art? I say because pixel art is simple and I like it. I've been trying to experiment with it. I'm not very good at it, but I try. Hello, everyone from chat. Cool draw, bro. Thank you. Also, to add on what you said way earlier, despite me being a classic Universal monster enjoyer, The Mummy is the unloved middle child of classic horror. Vampires are indeed better. Unfortunately, it's just because zombies kind of took, the popularity from mummies, and what are mummies besides, bandaged up zombies? Right? I mean, I'm sure there's more to them to give them, unique characteristics, but it's not enough to really make them too many people's favorite. The detective theme was wasted. You barely do any sleuthing, and I just hate how the Digimon just slap the air, and it cuts the enemy getting hurt from nothing. I gotcha. Unless it's the Brendan Fraser mummy. Poor bald dude, it looks like he was caught snitching. Nah, he's just afraid of everything. That is his life. I like the crows from the Legend of Chima because I'm an edgelord. You know what? I feel ya. Legend of Chima did nothing wrong. It was born. It deleted another fetus. Looks good. Thank you. I know which Chris Chan comic you're talking about. I don't. I don't pay attention to Chris Chan very much. I just seen the memes. I'm good. I'm doing good. Relaxing. That sounds good. Y'all want to play Jack? Guess who? I'm gonna get Jack. I can't read. Do I have permission to make more fan art? Oh, for sure. By the way, if I do the remake, I wouldn't make it fuck you, Lightbringer, and my OC beats him up instead the Lightbringer learns and improves from the people he fights. That's a good way to do it. Alright, now I'm gonna do the shading on this big beefy gal. Shading can always be a bit strange for me. I try not to put any shading on the head anymore. Or any part of the body that's too small, right? Larger parts like this work. Alright? For example, how long has the music been going? Raise started. kind of give me vibe of Dragon Ball, this drawing. Oh, neat. I'll take that as a compliment. The game is simple. I will say some things about a character, and y'all have to guess who it is. Sounds fair? Y'all have fun with that. I wish I was the ball right now. Honestly, same, bro. Same. Holy crummer. I don't know what that means, but thank you. I'm going to assume that's a compliment, like a Zooey Mama type thing. Gadzooks, even. Also, I think the mummy can work if you used magic to make him into an actual character, like he wants his stuff back. Yeah, if you implement stuff like if you implement more Egyptian inspiration, you know, sort of like pharaohs and stuff, I feel like that's the best way to make, because isn't that what mummies are associated with the most, Egypt and whatnot? Have more pharaoh inspiration or type shit like that. Now, you're going to learn one thing about me during the stream, and it's I don't know jack shit about, like, shading. I'm just winging it. Sorry if I'm not that talkative, trying to focus on this thingy. And y'all are here to look at me. Just look at me, be beautiful, and draw even more beautiful women. Objectively more beautiful. A little bit I get flashbang with the character from TF2 Brick Strong. If you know, you know. Brick Strong. Is that just a nickname for Heavy, or is that a completely different character? Because I kind of don't know. I've never, I never played Team Fortress 2. You know, no, that's not true. I played it once on the Orange Box years ago, but I didn't have Xbox Live, so I was just running around an empty map. I should try TF2 one day. Are the markings on her body scars or birthmarks? Either way, it's a pretty cool detail. Oh, they're scars. I like what you're doing there, Jack. The first hint is his character is fat, and the first guess is Ash. Ash can be fat. She's pretty chubby right now. Next hint, day yellow. Actually, Samton in Deltarune uses a mummy, I guess? Deltarune mentioned. Is a joke about how all characters from Team Fortress 2 being super buff and shirtless. Oh. You got me real good. You got me. It went right over my head. I'm trying not to put the shading over her scars, But I'm gonna have to here, I guess. Unfortunate we. And I'm gonna have to do her bandages. Oops. Almost. Well, actually, no. There's a second layer of shading I do. So we're not almost done. But, hey, you know what? I'll fix that shading up there. When I get through the blue. Which is right meow. And you're going to see why I did that very soon. Also, I fucked up on a part of the thing, but whatever. Actually, you know what? Have this be the color. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See how the lines aren't, like, adding up here? You're going to see how I handle that. Now I just deselect everything, and whoop, there we go. All blended together. Oh, phooey. I forgot this. And does this. Alright, no, we need her hair. Doy. Doy. Genuine question, will you ever make anything like a Discord or a Patreon anytime in the future? Discord, I don't know. Patreon, absolutely yes. But I want to get that after the Kickstarter. I am making ideas and plans for a Patreon. But once again, that is after the Kickstarter is done, just so the Kickstarter has a better chance. Because if I go too far with, like, stuff like Patreon and commissions like that, then it might screw over the Kickstarter. So, expect a Patreon after the Kickstarter is done. Probably July, maybe August. Alright, now the shading is done. Now, this drawing here, this was the old render of Crush, and as you can see, it is very different. The line art's a little more inconsistent. The six-pack are just, I don't even know what those are supposed to be, like the little squares. And, oh, her eyes were different too. Oh, phooey. I like that more, let's change that. But like I said, that drawing was made at a point in time when I did things a little differently. Also, fuck my ass. There we go. We're gonna give her thick eyebrows too. Make her mad. Grr. Ugh. 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 I am mad. Ugh. Fuck you. What the fuck? What are we doing now? I would love to one day see a fighting game with your characters. I would love that too. Good evening, everyone. How you doing, Escape Goat? I will now have to depart, sadly. Goodbye, gentlemen. See you later, Anhal. Alright. By the way, the fan villain. Curse DC Comics. I agree. What are you doing, Nightmare? I think my doggy might need to go out. Oh no. Is a dodgeball existence just pain? Yes. Alright. I think my dog wants to go outside, so I'll be right back. And just to make things a little easier. Alright. Be right back. returned. Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. Okay, I have returned. Now, I did see someone bring up an interesting question earlier. Let me see if I can... even though I think that person left. Sorry, Punkle. Anyway, but this might be a question for other people too. Pumpkin's curious, you have a plan after you complete the Kickstarter. I will not say overnight will be full, but is what if will be done in some point. Did you prepare like after that? If you're talking about generally speaking, most of everything for 2026 is done. We just need one more original and a few more review and top list type videos. And a lot of 2027 is already done too. The stuff from the Kickstarter probably won't premiere until the following year, and that's to make things more consistent with their release. Let's see. But I'll be working a lot. So, sorry you're not here to hear the answer. It's my bad. I gotta check one more thing before I start up again. Welcome back, Pumpkins. Hey, Game Bird, welcome back. Okay. I still have time. Alright. BRB need H2O. Bro, I understand. I got one too. Alright, now we need to do just one more form of shading, and this beautiful babe is done. Actually, hang on, one more thing. Add some shines to her body, primarily her titas. And add a little bit to her six-pack. Boom! Alright, now we can go ahead and start the last part of shading. Hello, I'm new here. How you doing, ye old sea witch? What are you doing here, ye old sea witch? Traveling the seven seas, cursing men. What brings you to these parts? Actually, my profile is a symbol of the USS Salem Heavy Cruiser and not any old mermaid sailing ship. Okay. Sorry, I'm not too smart. I'm glad we had a little bit of a thing going on there. So please stop with your seven seas whaler stereotypes. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Sorry, I might get canceled. Sorry. I might get canceled by Blackbeard. I was just looking at a new animated indie pilot. Well, I haven't seen a million of those already. It's called Planet Trunkia. I haven't heard of that one. Give me a bit of a rundown. What's it about? I'm always excited to hear about new indie projects. Can't wait for Subnautica 2. It's going to be sweet. I've heard a lot of things about it. I haven't played the first one. I really should. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. I feel like you really like the style. It's very 2000s Jet Set Radio-esque. Ooh! You got me interested already. Anyway, how far are we into the music? Do I have to restart it? No, we're only halfway. But you know, I'll start it anyway. It's easy to lose track of time. Bless you. Thank you. Help and blast. Been following on Newgrounds for a while. Absolutely love your art style. Thank you, Wonky Punk. Very nice. I hope I continue to impress. Alright, let's see. Here's a description. Space Explorer, Butterfly, and her best friend Freestyle decide to take the day off with a game of basketball, but things go horribly wrong when their reckless abandon turns their simple game into total chaos. Absolute chaos. That's what I like to hear. YouTube Studio crashed, so I found you. Oh, really? YouTube Studio... I didn't know that could crash on its own. You'd think it would be all, like, interconnected, like if that crashed, so would the rest of YouTube. That's good to know for future's sake. Hello? Who's yelling at me? Oh. This is Facebook. Hey, Cackling Pumpkins, how you doing, Captain Kind? Are you a kind little man? You better be. And you better be the best too, because you're the captain of being kind. And I know that is not your name. Kind is not kind, but it sounds similar enough. Then I'm putting this entire weight of responsibility on top of you. Do not let me down. Hey, who's the chick? This is Crushing Skulls. Crushes the girl, Skulls is the sentient dodgeball. How you doing, TBB Productions? Let's see. I've been meaning to do digital art, but it looks complicated. You get used to it. When I first started doing digital art, I too was very, like, intimidated, but it doesn't take long. Like, you just gotta work with the tools and figure out your own way of doing things. It's gonna be tough at first. And I don't mean, like, the first day. Like, the first, probably, like, few weeks, even. Took me a couple years, actually. But that's also me giving up too soon and then picking it up later. So, I did digital art back in 2017 with a $50 Wacom tablet. And my art was very terrible then. And even I recognized it, and I was like, man, this ain't for me. But no, it was for me. It's just that I needed to figure out my way of doing things. And as you can see, with this render that's a couple years old, I'm still figuring things out. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about art. You're always figuring it out. You're never gonna know everything, and that's good, actually. You're gonna not know everything, and that's okay. In fact, that's great. And I love you. Mwah. Anyway, who are you gonna draw next? Another similar character. I might just give a render for Skulls here. I do have a sketch for him, so. I had this idea of him being used a nanobot. Oh, I'm sorry, Grey Knight. I kind of lost track with what you were talking about. I am so sorry. I've been binging Adventure Time. Oh, I was binging that like a year ago. I kind of lost track at the you know where Finn's getting on a boat to go to the human island? I kind of stopped there for some reason. That I don't know why. I like your art style. It's fantastic and unique. Thank you. There's a furry OC by SS Sonic 2 that reminds me very much of this character. Really? Neat. Let's see. What's that you think in that skit? I'm sorry, what? Because if that was you, no insult, but it looks like you work at the docks. Me? I'm kind of confused with what you mean a little bit. Your comic is fantastic, thank you! I have a lot of ideas for stories, but my creativity, I feel like, is more towards writing and world building compared to art. There's a lot you can do with just writing alone, though. You can do stuff like narrations, write books. There's a few websites where people can just make their own books and stuff. They should make a website dedicated for, like, people sharing world building and stuff, I feel like, if that doesn't already exist. But tell her the nymph, I drew her with Photoshop, but I'm getting better with hand. That's very good. Neat. But I can fully envision whatever I'm creating in my mind, I just have no ability to draw it. Yeah, it can be a bit of a toughie. But hey, why not experiment? Why not pick up, try every now and then. And I know, easier said than done. It doesn't hurt to just pick up a pencil and dabble for a bit. You don't have to share anything online if you don't feel comfortable. Alright, I'm going to put in a bunch of stuff. We're going to make a bunch of simple renders for much simpler characters. Renders, where's that folder? There it is. Then these 4 images. Some of you might recognize some of these characters. If you've seen my comic, Antique-Apocalypse, you'll definitely recognize this guy. I'm trying to make renders for some of my other characters, for simplicity's sake. And speaking of which, there's Skulls right here. Here's a full render for him. He's going to be probably a little harder than I think because he is a ball. And circles are very hard. Oh, great googly moogly. Pumpkin, are you planning on reading the Dynamite Ben 10 comic series anytime soon? I actually just bought the first issue yesterday. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm going to have to get used to the fact that Ben is Gen Alpha, because he does make references to rage baiting and Freddy Fazbear. Which, I'm going to have to get used to that. That's me just needing to realize that, yeah, Ben at this point is Gen Alpha. How's your day? I'm doing pretty good. I mean, there's Unveil, where people can share their OCs and worlds. Oh, neat. I'll have to check that out sometime. Unveil. It kind of sucks because all my 3 siblings are artists, and I just can't live up to that. Dude, don't do that. Don't compare yourself to others, even if they're your siblings. My sister does art too. She doesn't do art in the same level, and she doesn't post anything. And there were times where I'm like, oh man, my art isn't really as good as that. Don't do it. Like, that is a horrible way to like unmotivate yourself. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to others regardless. You should always be working to what's the term? Working on yourself, right? You shouldn't have to compare yourself to others to say, "Oh man, I suck," or I won't live up to that. It's not about art isn't about living up. Art should always be about just making stuff. But I feel you. I definitely do. And I still sometimes get that problem of, man, my art just isn't it. But that's how you get yourself in a rut. I started getting back into art since my Christmas break. Neat! Have you made any interesting things? Also, thank you for all the people who said bless you. Getting back into art. Oh, no, I read that. Something I often think is we obsess over money, even though when we die it won't be with us. That's true. I don't do stuff for money. Don't get me wrong, money is cool. I like to buy things, but it really ain't that important. Nah, make the lines thicker. My current story idea is about a Breakfast Club-style group of friends trying to protect a Godzilla entity trapped within a 1970 sedan from a military secret society help into obtaining it. So you can open a portal to a world where the entity came from. So they can open a portal to a world where the entity came from. See, that's a cool idea. Why not work on expanding on that and stuff? Did you fully show your face in a live-action skit, or am I thinking of somebody else? Oh no, my face is out there. My face has been out there, I just don't really prioritize it. because I only show my face when I feel as if it's necessary. Like if I'm doing a live action skit, 9 times out of 10, I want my characters to be the face out of the channel. But yeah, other times where I've shown my face, even recently, that skit called Sponge, that was one. There's another skit I think is coming out this year, but I can't remember when. It was made around the same time as Sponge, so it's going to take place in the same setting, and I'm going to look the exact same in that video as I did in Sponge. I'm also going to be putting a picture of myself in the Kickstarter. It's how it opens up. He may be scared dodgeball, but I bet he has an absolute force of destruction and crushes control. Absolutely. That's why he's fearful. I don't compare anymore. It's no help to anyone. Absolutely, that's how I see it. Comparing yourself is nothing. Like, all it really does is make things more self-destructive. But once again, I understand why a lot of people do fall into that trap. I still sometimes do every now and then. You know? Even I could be, like, affected by that sort of thing. Anyway, there he is. There's the ball of fear. I did my own take on Slender Man. Just doing fan art and reimagine OC. Neat! Tennyson, you made me mad for the last time, dweeb! Rage be successful. Hey, what do you do when you have art block and you don't know what to draw? Usually at that point I take a break. Sometimes a break is necessary. You can't force your... Like, sometimes I'm at a moment where it's like, I really want to draw, but I also don't know what or who to draw. And you think with all the characters I have, you think that wouldn't be a problem, but no. I still get affected by that sort of thing. It's bound to happen to everybody. It's bound to happen to the best of us, the worst of us, or the breast of us. May we pray for the best of us. Also, this is the first stream where I'm not bound to that stupid chat box bug where I couldn't send messages after sending one and had to copy paste a hyphen if I wanted to send any message. So thank you for that, I suppose. No problem. Look at this fun guy. Look at this guy. You son of a bitch. We need to go to have the shading go by his mouth, like that. And then behind the stretched skin here. Let's see. Your work like your work at the docks. At the docks. You mean that literally? like I'm at a boat? I'm sorry if I don't understand. Call my story, call sign red hen. Neat. I feel like drawing Ash impersonating Kimber Henry from Nitpick. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds funny. 202 Google Doc. Hey, is that what you're talking about? Typo, I meant like the first time. You work like your work at the first time. I'm still not really sure if I understand. I'm very sorry. Let's hope Dodgeball watch out for pins or he will deflate. He's absolutely terrified of that. My story is heavily inspired by killer car horror movies like Maximum Overdrive. Oh, I love shit like that. And Christine, as well as haunted vehicle urban legends like the Golden Eagle and the Val Johnson incidents. Huh, neat. Have you seen The Amazing Digital Circus? Love it. Can't wait for the last episode. Very curious to see where it goes. Probably not going to see it in theaters. I haven't gone to the movies in a good while. Also, there's probably going to be a lot of kids there. I tend to go to the movies by myself, so that makes things a little awkward. And being The Amazing Digital Circus, I'm definitely going to have to go by myself, because no one in my personal life really even knows about that show. So, he's more evil than Judge Holden. I always wondered why no one ever made a dodgeball-based fighting game. Yeah, it's a very... fun fact, Crush was actually going to be made for a game. I was going to make sort of like... Originally, it was going to be an Angry Birds spiritual successor. And then it became like its own kind of thing, like a dodgeball-style, like arcade-like game. And I could still do that. I've been trying to get into game dev and all of that. Maybe that's the thing I could do next. Maybe like another Kickstarter. If this one succeeds, maybe in the future I could do Cackling Pumpkins games. And I could hire like game devs to make like, like old Cartoon Network Flash games. Stuff like that. That's the kind of games I'd want to make. Alright, there's Skulls. Look at the boy. Look at that boy. What's your Kickstarter about? Comics. Making comics for the gals and my other characters. Getting other artists involved, supporting the art community as a whole. Especially during these trying times. And here's another ball-related character. This guy is actually from an animated short. That was like for the anniversary of Tug the Penguin. But there's actually a deeper meaning behind him as a character. And it is that back when I was in intermediate school, before I even knew what YouTube was or even had a YouTube channel, I had this idea for a comic back then when I was little. And it was going to be about it was like a Saturday morning cartoon-esque thing, because I was inspired by action cartoons at the time, about toys in a toy store. And that was actually where Tug came from. I had a stuffed toy penguin, which I still use to represent Tug. I still have it after all these years. And in that comic, I had the idea of a basketball and a Wii remote fighting villains that break into the toy store. So that's what I was kind of referencing. If you see that animated short to represent like Tug's anniversary, and you see like a basketball character and a Wii remote character, that's what that is referencing. No one's gonna know what that is. That's more for me than anything else. Who knows, maybe I wouldn't mind doing something with that idea. The idea is kind of fun. I gotta give Little Kid Me credit. You should give Space King a watch. I have. Praise thee, Space King. I want an amazing digital circus fighting game in the form of a Smash clone. I prefer the term platform fighter, but absolutely I agree. At this point, just have a glitch platform fighter. They have enough pilots. Especially with Gameverse coming out. Have you been having fun attempting to develop games? I do have one out on Newgrounds. It's called Door Simulator. It is extremely basic and made as a joke, but it was made to also kind of give me the confidence that like, oh yeah, I can make games. In fact, I'm also... on the side, I'm working on another one too. Spoiler, it's going to be kind of like dress-up games on Newgrounds, but having like sort of a grotesque a grotesque vibe. Oh my. Almost crashed the software. Also, dang it, wrong fucking tool. I used a basic X pens, You make me mad. You make me so mad. Anyway. Before Umu Moose, I don't know what that is. An idea for an anime, a sports manga anime about a town that has a pastime of racing retired express steam locomotives like racehorses down a mountain. Oh, that sounds fun. That does sound fun. Especially since there's a lot you could do with that idea of, like, them going down mountains. Avalanches and shit. If I made that idea, I would have, like, made it so that, like, it's a Thomas Tank Engine kind of thing where the trains are actual characters. Because I think that's more fun to just having people drive them. But then again, that's just me. Pomni, I just drank a whole bottle of Coke and I'm starting to feel the effects. Pomni, it doesn't matter if it's shimmy, shimmy-a, or shimmy-ah. It all leads to one place. Drake. People are going to say it's Train Una. Not really, especially since you have a unique track. If you do unique things with the trains, and you already have a unique idea for the track, it's going to be going down a mountain. I think as long as you, like, do it in your own way, like, maybe have a life or death kind of thing, since they're going down a mountain at such high speeds. When will there be a time where you get a pitch, where you get the pitch comic books to you? Maybe, who knows? I had that idea, but I'm not nearly around that size. If I had a lot more money, a lot more connections, and a bigger audience, absolutely, I would love to do that. I don't call them platform fighters, I don't call them Smash clones, I call them Smash likes. You know what, that's definitely better than Smash clone. Smash like is definitely a better term for me, personally. Because clone just feels like, oh, this is a lesser version. When it doesn't have to be like that. I still prefer platform fighter because it feels more like all-encompassing. But Smash like is definitely better than Smash clone. I love your character, Ren K. Ball. Ooh, that reminds me. I actually made a sketch that I wouldn't mind working on. Let's see. Where is she? Of an in-between size between her smaller size and her full-grown size. Here it is. This is her in-between state. And I guess I wouldn't mind working on that. Maybe, if I have time, maybe I'll do it on this stream. Definitely need to shorten or make one of the legs longer. So I'll just do that right now. What if the trains were characters but didn't have faces and spoke psychologically to the drivers? Oh, that's a cool idea too. I like that. I like where your head is at. What software do you use for game dev? That would be Godot. Godot 4. Alright, I'll be going, guys and gals, and those in between. Be regular, my guys. The wonderful guy. See you later, the wonderful guy. Round, indeed. Do you use a scanner or take a pic from a camera? I use my phone. Have you heard of Reinhardt's City Chronicles? I have not, actually. Maybe too thick. Get what I'm saying. If I did ever, like, revive that idea of, like, action cartoon in a toy store, I'd want it to be just like a 2000s action cartoon with like the dumb quips. But I'd have to find a replacement for Tug. I don't know, maybe make him like a teddy bear. That might be too easy as an idea. Anyway, I love getting old ideas I made when I was very younger and reinventing them. And this is like an idea I made when I was like 10 or something. This is really old. Anyway. Godot is red, always wanted to use it, but I'm doo-doo at traditional code. There's a lot of, like, I suck at code too, actually. When it comes to Godot, I am adequate at stuff like, you know, scenes and adding objects and shit, stuff like that. But when it comes to the actual code part, you lost me. And I tried, I really do try. Maybe one of these days I'll learn game dev. Maybe one. No, it will absolutely happen. I need to start saying that more. It will happen. In fact, who knows, I might dedicate a stream to working on some stuff. What are your favorite horror settings, like environments or story elements? Ooh, good question. If we're I guess it depends if we're talking about horror movies or horror games. Big enclosed environments, like, there's, like, a lot there, but it's still very enclosed. You know, like hospitals and stuff. I don't really see people do a lot with hospitals anymore. Which is kind of a shame. There's a lot you could do with that. I like it when people do unique ideas for settings. Like, I wouldn't mind a horror game where it's like Five Nights at Freddy's style, but you're stuck in like a camper or an RV, trying to avoid or hold off some kind of creature breaking in, like fucking Bigfoot. And I know there is that game about catching Bigfoot where you are inside of a camper, but I mean, you have to stay inside of the camper and make sure the creature doesn't break into the camper. You know what I'm saying? Good golly, I hate that. This is the part. No! Stop it. It's worse than drawing a circle. Just shrink the damn thing. Alright. Is UK indie comic influence... Oh no, sorry. With stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles... 80s, 90s cartoons, Sad AM, and surreal vibes. They could play somewhat of an influence. I wouldn't say they're big influences for me. I didn't really grow up with a lot of 80s, a lot of 90s cartoons, and even less 80s cartoons. I was born in 96, so I was there for a lot of the 90s. But like by the time I became like a sentient blob, it was already like the 2000s. Which, you know, Cartoon Network was okay with rerunning a lot of their older stuff. Same goes for Nickelodeon, they were kind of okay with that too. Alright, this guy's line art is ready. He goes, "Oh, look at me! Swing me around into the wall, why don't ya?" But you know what? I can't have him be white because, you know, Nintendo. You know, he's meant to be obviously Wii Remote, but not like obviously a bootleggy Wii Remote. So I don't want to make him white. I'm gonna have to change that. That's a good contrast. I can make him yellow. Not 100% sure. Oh, you know what? Maybe it is a good idea, actually. Oh, I might be coming up with something. Give me a shot here. I have to play with the colors a little bit, but... Oh, I see, Ye Old Sea Witch suggested yellow, but I wrote that after I had already started doing that. That's how I watch most 90s CN and Disney tunes. Oh yeah, back then in the early 2000s, a lot of these networks were completely fine with showing a lot of their older stuff. That's how I watched a lot of shows like Timon and Pumbaa, for an example. I watched that when it was like, what, 2002, 2003? That show was already over, but it was still getting reruns. I wish they would still do that, you know, because those shows can still have an appeal for kids. Just because they're older doesn't mean they don't have that appeal anymore. And I know, yeah, some things don't age well. I don't give a fuck. So what if some things don't age well? The kids need to learn. My past should not be forgotten. For your fucking need to be morally superior. Shading him is going to be very difficult. Because I don't even know how light would reflect off this man. That's what I get for drawing a literal brick. Philly. Guess that'll do. That'll do, Peggy. That'll do. Might have to get some more nibs for my stylus. There we go. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, all we remote. Yeah, he do look like that. He looks like he would be voiced by Tom Kenny. Let's see. 2000 was 26 years ago. Don't remind me. Do you know about Stretch Panic? I have not played it, but I do know of it. Your channel pop up with my recommendations in December, and your videos are awesome. Yeah, thank you. He says used to get a lot of reruns. At least CN had Boomerang for its older shows. Oh, for sure. How was 2012, by the way? Because no matter how much I try, I always see present day as 2012. 2012. Are you talking about the movie or the actual year? Because they did make that movie because everyone was thinking the world was going to end on December 21st, 2012. And that movie did not help. Hello, hi William Campbell. Future! Oh dang, I'm low on nibs too. I've been using the same ones I've got for a wait. Yeah, same here. I need to order some new ones. Can I try one of your characters because they have sick designs? Sure, absolutely. Maybe rounding out the bottom of him like a normal Wii Remote might be easier for drawing. I don't know. I think he's fine to wait. Maybe if I got rid of those like extra details at the bottom. I don't really think they're necessary. They might just be overcomplicating his design. So, fix this up real quick. There we go. That helps out. In fact, oh, I have a better idea. Get rid of these real quick. Phooey. Make it look like he's wearing a tie. There we go. Perfect. It makes him stick out more, I would argue. Kind of looks like he's wearing a tie. But there's too much... now there's too much going on around the top of him. Like, he's got that empty space down there now. Yeesh. How's that? He has no speaker and he must emit sound. He still has a mouth, but he cannot scream. You silenced the yellow Wii Remote. Alright, now he's done. Let's move on to the next. Here are the Spaghetti Wars guys. General Rigatoni already has his own render. So... and so does Lord Macaroni and Meatballs above, so I think all that's left is his crew. I gotta be paying attention to the time. I gotta pick up my sister from work at 7 o'clock, and it's 6:30, but I don't have to leave till like 6:30. Like, and it's 6 o'clock, and I don't have to leave till 6:30. So stream will have to end in 30 minutes, unfortunately. So let's focus the rest of the stream on... he looks like such a dapper little boy. We're talking about ZT here. He is a dapper little man. A happy, happy boy. He goes, General Rigatoni. What do we do, sir? What do we do? What does the yellow Wii remote character do? I don't know. Like I said, I made the guy when I was like 10, and that's like the first time redrawing him since like that the 10th anniversary of Tug the Penguin video I made back in 2020. And even then, I didn't put too much thought into it. I would suggest that maybe he'd be able to, like, I don't know, shoot beams from the end of his Wii remote. Maybe have, like, video game inspired abilities. Anyway, there's ZT's render already. He's a very simple boy. Oh, look at me! Oh. He'll come in, can I suggest Benito Mussolini guy? Named Benito Ditalini? Perhaps. I do actually have, an idea for a character who does command over them. I do have a lieutenant character. And I don't want to spoil too much. Anyway, I gotta find an image of ZT that I can easily use. I'll just get it from Spaghetti Wars 2. They're all the same color anyway. I could have just used General Rigatoni's colors. So in the end, I guess it didn't really matter. They got straps for their helmets, even though they don't have necks or chin. Well, Rigatoni has a chin. That's it, though. These straps, sir, they're absolutely useless. Maybe if I bite down on them, I might be able to get some form of safety. But besides that, I think we're just fucked. Don't quit now, soldier. That's the guy who actually has the chin to be able to use the fucking helmet. Mamma mia. Also, do you mean pervs in your channel description? I can't remember my channel description, actually. Oh, maybe. Wii remote. No, it's our legally distinct G-mote. It's an emote. Now they really can't get us. He looks like Mad Hatter. Are you talking about ZT here? Hello, Goblina here. How's the art going? As you can see, I'm making a beautiful render of spaghetti people. The macaronis could... And it itch. The macaronis could appear in Pajama Sam 3, and no one would bat an eye. Probably. I don't know much about Pajama Sam, but I agree. Now here's Medium Shell. On the battlefield, I'm a large shell. Come on, you. Come on, you. Give me your best Arnold. I feel like I can't say his name. You know? Because his name, a part of his name sounds like the N-word. I don't want to say the N-word or have a bite that people could use to say I said the N-word. Is that why you wrote Arnie? Because I feel like that might be why. But if you want me to do an impression, I will. But I can't promise it will be good. In fact, I will promise that it will actually be terrible. Because I forget how he sounds, actually. Oops. Diamond, I do the thing. I'm a politician now. I'm fucking Dracula. Scared child hides in his room. He's gonna get me. I'm Arnold. There's the impression. Did you like it? Do you think love can boil even on the battlefield, ZT? Yes, sir. I believe it can. Come here. Share some of that starch with me. I've been ready to serve forever, my general. Please, call me Rigatoni. I just realized I can write my own erotic fan fiction about my own characters and make them canon. And nobody can stop me. So how many characters? So many characters to pick for fan art drawing. I actually have a lot. I have a lot of characters and a lot of renders made for them. I feel like I should do a video where I, similar to that 100+ girls to gush over. I kind of want to make a similar video, or at least maybe like some kind of system for people to be able to look at all of them. Or at least as many that have renders. Oops. Get to the chopper! Men, we must get to the boiling stove immediately. Our escape is ready to serve, and it's high in sugar. Do you like chicken? I do like chicken. Do you want to see a drawing I made of a chicken? Some of you may have already seen this. It's an older one. But still, do you want to see the picture of a chicken? Here you go. Here's a picture of a chicken. Ain't he cute? Adorable. Oh, excuse me, my God. How foul, how inappropriate. I must issue a formal apology for boiping like a disgusting baby. I have to make a big YouTube apology now. I gotta start it off with a big sigh. Here we go. Guys, I messed up. I burped on stream. I let out some disgusting fumes. Oh, hello, Mr. Silvergreen. Your channel name reminds me of Jackenstein from Deltarune. I have no idea who that is, but thank you nonetheless. I'll take it as a compliment. Anyway. The pumpkin? Anyways. Here, my family has named Mario and Karen and Elizabeth Diaz, mom and dad and sister and Joel and boy me. I'm sure. Yeah, Crows. Who are you? You know what? That's a good question. Who am I indeed? I wonder that myself on a regular basis. Look into the mirror. What do I see? Not a dummy thick alt woman. Sad. What's your favorite Space King character? I don't think I really have a favorite. Choosing a favorite character is hard for me when it comes to anything, really. Hey, I answer, you question. Is this not supposed to be the other way around? Oh, I mean, I guessed. Ronald or Messi? Mesh 1. I have no idea. What? What is the question? Who are these people? Who are you? Oh, gotta go back and restart the music. There we go. It was almost done. You pull out of Yuka and start burping the toxic gossip train. Toxic gossip train. If I could burp on command, that seems like a funny song to burp over. You are the chicken. I am the chicken. Do you think that Fallout could line up with Warhammer 40k? as a distant past prequel? I have no idea because I haven't played either. But I agree, the theory sounds interesting. I'm gonna say she's a horrible, disgusting person. Ash? Oh, absolutely. She's far too casual for her own good. Anyway, this is a medium shot. I really like the shading on this one. Now for the last member of the crew. That would be Ratini. Ratini is... Look at the show. I was talking about Colin. Oh. Well, what you said also could apply for Ash, too. She's probably a very gross person. I'm getting lost in the chat. I'm sorry. I guess I should only read chat in my head first, and then read it aloud when I know what to say. I'm not used to streaming. Spiral Man does whatever a spiral can. Toxic Gossip Train. The Pasta Squad is here. Yes, the final member. Ratini is here. Our secret weapon. We are saved. Ratini is my favorite type of noodle. I'm getting to be more into like medium shells personally, but Ratini is good too. I actually like all of the noodles that the characters are. Plus angel hair, or just regular spaghetti noodles. Can't go wrong with old Reliable. I might draw Elizabeth in characters' outfits. Neat! It sounds adorable. Anyway, here is our noodly boy. There should be a lady pasta. I agree. I just don't know how to integrate them. You know what? I just had an idea. You'll have to wait and see. This part can be a little tricky. Because he's the only, minus Rigatoni, he's the only one with sauce actually on him. For Rigatoni, it's his beard. Originally, Rigatoni was going to have a mustache, too. I think there's an old drawing of him somewhere that does, in fact, have the mustache. I think I need to go for a smaller pen. But, I think when I first made Spaghetti Wars in 2019, I just forgot to draw him with it, and I kept it like that because I think it looks better, that he doesn't have a mustache. I crave hot pasta, lady. Y'all really want the idea of a pasta lady, huh? Well. Ask and you may receive. This is probably going to be the last render I do for today. It's getting dangerously close to the time I have to pick up my sister from work. Shame, I was hoping I had time to do more. But hey, we still can finish this really quick. Okay. Watermelon, peanut butter, watermelon. What is going on? My favorite characters of yours is Faith. Well, thank you. I like Faith too. She is a cutie, and I would die for her. Sir, I understand you like watermelon and peanut butter, but you should not have those things at the exact same time. Or to that quantity. Greetings, it is I. Hello, Alpha Logu. You came just at the nick of time. I was almost done with this. For me, I would marry her. Not if I do it first. Again, hi IQ from watching your videos, from appreciating your well-cultured streams. If you know, you know. Well, thank you. I think I forgot to put the shine on ZT's helmet. I mean, no, not ZT. Medium Shell. Go ahead and check that really quick. I'm probably sure I did forget that. Yes, I did. Alright, gotta remember. Last minute addition. Alrighty. Well, I'd say that's it for now. We got a lot of renders done for Crush, Skulls, some old characters, Spaghetti Wars. And I gotta go pick up my sister from work. Stop this guy, please. Oh, don't worry, I'm ending the stream soon. I'm ending the stream in like 5 minutes. Actually, I should probably end now, actually. Ms. Rain, your behavior is absolutely rambunctious. Naughty, naughty. Go to your room for 10 minutes. Naughty, naughty. Go to your room and think about what you've done. But anyway, I just joined. I'm very sorry. You came in at the exact moment the stream was about to end. I gotta pick up my sister from work and stuff. I'm very sorry, but for everyone who was here, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Every stream stays up, so you'll be able to watch the whole stream if you'd like. Also, remember, Kickstarter starting June 1st. And I hope you all had a beautiful day. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Mwah.